Hello everyone, hope everybody's doing great today, and thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoy it. Today we'll be talking about uh, Samaritan with Sylvester Stallone. Got a little tongue-tied there, forgot what I was going to say. Pulled a little Biden. Sorry for the political reference. Anyways, we're going to be talking about Samaritan. There once was upon a time that I really did enjoy superhero movies. They were fresh, they were new. They were exciting. You know, you had the action, you had the comedy a little bit, and, you always had that little bit of love interest, everything that makes a movie great. But lately, I've been kind of worn down on these superhero movies. I think they've gotten worse, in my opinion. And The Samaritan kind of brings all the worst of a superhero movies lately out into the front. So I'm going to try to put away my prejudices when discussing, and reviewing the show. The Samaritan is about Sylvester Stallone's character. His name is Joe. And he's kind of past his prime as a superhero. You know, he's up there in years. And he just wants to be left alone. But what's going on in the neighborhood and the city kind of drags him back into the limelight, trying to stop the villains. He befriends a little child, a kid about 10 or 12 years old, about 12 years old, we'll say, who idolizes him, thinks he is a hero, and befriends him, and he kind of drags Stallone's character, Joe, back into being a hero. Our villain is a guy who is taking advantage of the economic turmoil that's going on. He's getting the civilians up in arms, having them riot and stuff for his own personal gain. Sorry, which seems to be to rob banks and get a lot of money. And I kind of like this aspect. I get tired of hero movies where it's always about saving the world. I kind of like the localization of it, where it's just this guy trying to steal money and run it like a neighborhood. He's buying out cops, and the good cops he's killing and stuff like that. So I kind of like the idea that this isn't some ploy to like save the whole world or the universe. This is something that's kind of local, some local problems, which is something that's like it's more common, but we see in today's time. I think those when they try to save the world, it's just too big, and after a while, it doesn't really make its story good. However, this doesn't really make this story good, that it's localized and it's just somebody trying to rob banks. In fact, it's kind of like the motive of the villain is really, to me, unclear. He's trying to get all these people to go against the higher ups, the people who are in power. But in reality, he's just trying to steal money and having these citizens destroy their own city, which is going to make life worse for them. But that's not really pointed out, but in reality, that's what would happen. And he kind of looks up to a anti-hero named Nemesis, and actually Nemesis and Samaritan were like brothers and stuff. And they both wanted to do good, but one had their idea of how to do justice, and the other one disagreed with how to do justice. Like the Samaritan was more like, you go, you catch the bad guys, you put them in jail kind of thing. And the Nemesis was all more like violent and trying to, he's just more violent, I guess, and did more drastic measures. So the Samaritan, it does have, the settings and stuff is really good. The background, I have to give it to them. The CGI was fairly well done as well. Sorry. But it just, in the action scenes, you got pretty good action scenes, but where it fails is that you never really feel like Joe is in danger, like either health-wise or that he might fail in his mission. I mean, he's pretty much unstoppable. He has this unbelievable strength, and he's like the Man of Steel. Like, he's getting shot, it's not hurting him at all, I mean, he feels pain, but it's not stopping him. And they kind of at the beginning pointed out that try to establish that if he takes too much damage or such, he might overheat and his heart might blow up. And the bad guy, the villain, does get this weapon, this sledgehammer, which Nemesis built back in the day to destroy the Samaritan. And even when he has it and it's clearly doing damage to Stallone's character, it still didn't really feel like Stallone's character was in trouble whatsoever. And that's one thing I really hate about the superhero movies these days, is that the heroes take like unbelievable amount of damage, and it never feels like they're in danger. You know, you get hit by a truck, like here in this movie, Samaritan gets hit by a car. It takes him out, but then he kind of gets over it and puts himself back together, like his joints and bones literally heal themselves, kind of like, you know, the Wolverine and such. So that's one of the downfalls I see more and more of the superhero movies, is that it's unrealistic how much damage they can take, and they keep on going, and you really, like I say, you never really feel like they're in trouble. And this is the case in the Samaritan here. He's taking all his damage, and he's just fighting a bunch of average dudes. Like, so none of them really have any superpowers either. The only superpower they get is when the Nemesis, not Nemesis, but the villain gets the sledgehammer, which supposedly can hurt, you know, the Samaritan. This movie does have a pretty good twist at the end. I did enjoy it. That's one of the parts I did enjoy it when we... I'm not going to ruin it if you haven't seen this, but there is a pretty good, cool twist with Stallone's character, which I liked it. And it kind of brought back, you know, I'm trying to think what the right words would be. But it was kind of like, you know, pardon my language a little bit here, but it was like a badass moment, you know, when you realize, you know, the secret of Stallone's character. So, thank you. If you're here at 7 minutes, thank you very much for staying around and listening to me ramble on about this movie. We give 3 grades to the movies or books that we review on this channel. The highest one is we just recommend, which means we believe like the great majority of people will like it. We recommend caution, which means 50-50, and not recommend at all, which means about maybe 20% of the people will like the show. With the Samaritan, I'll give it a recommend with caution. It's not great. It's not terrible. We got good fighting scenes. Pretty good CGI. Design. Design. Well, design, but the costumes, the environment setting, it's pretty good, and did a great job setting up like how bad things are economic-wise for the citizens, and why they would be angry, and how the villain is taking advantage of this situation in order to get power and to do his thing, which I guess is to rob banks and get money. His motive, like I said, is not very well established, but I think he's trying to portray himself as a Robin Hood type character, but you never really get that feeling in this. So we'll recommend with this caution. If you're a Stallone fan, you probably like this. Only reason really I watched this because I like Sylvester Stallone. Tired of superhero movies. I don't know if I'll watch another one again. Probably will, because I got 2 teenage boys and they seem to like it. Anyways, thank you for watching this. Hope you enjoy it. Have a great day. And until next time, adios. Bye.